Hi everyone. Today's reading is going to be about your career. What is it that you can expect in your career in the coming few months? Any blockages that you need to release? What is the guidance? How is your relationship going to be with your boss and your colleagues? We are going to peek into all of it. So go ahead and pick a crystal that resonates the most with you or the one that you completely feel drawn to. Pick a crystal you feel drawn to. I'm going to show you one by one. Also, for each of the crystals, I'm going to put a small extended reading on my Instagram. So make sure that you go and check that out also. If you selected the orange crystal, then I have your cards here. So go see your cards and then come back. Now that you've seen your cards, let's get into your reading. So, the first card that I have here for your current energy is the Ten of Wands. And while I was shuffling, I also got another card, which is the Seven of Cups. Now, see what this energy is telling me is that I don't think you are in a very happy phase of your career right now. There is a lot of burden currently that you're going through. Maybe there's a lot of work pressure. Maybe you have like a lot of work that you have to do, which is disturbing your work life balance. Or actually, it could also mean that you're simply not enjoying what you're doing. You are unable to make sense of what is happening in your career and how will that lead to growth, how will that lead to new avenues for you. And for few of you, who could be students or who might be unemployed right now, I think there is just too many options for you. Like you're completely confused about that, from all these options that I have, which is the one that is going to be the perfect for me. You could also be somebody, who's quite talented or like who has a lot of varied interests. So that also must be adding on to the confusion. It could also be relevant for people who are currently employed. You may have like multiple interests or multiple skill sets and talents, which could also be making you not stick to one thing. Or maybe you don't want to stick to one thing, but you want to make sense of all your talents and skills. And you want to find that one particular option or avenue that is going to tie in all of your these skills together, that is going to really bring out your true potential. So I do see that you seem to be struggling right now with wherever you are, either with a lot of work pressure or like just generally being confused about how to go about your career next. You know that there is no dearth of opportunities out there, but which opportunity is going to make sense to you, where it is that you will truly find your happiness, is an answer that you don't have just yet. So now we're going to look into a few predictions that I have here for what's going to happen next in your career. Now, one thing that I'm getting is that you're definitely moving away from your current career stage. So, if you're in a job, you're leaving that job for sure. If you are a student and you might be graduating very soon, and because of which you need to like start looking for opportunities, or if in the last few years you have been thinking about or you were involved in a particular field, I think you're going to be moving away from that field or that industry and domain to something else now. So you're definitely moving away from something. And let me be honest, whatever this was, you actually did give a lot of heart and love to it. But somehow, I think that you felt underappreciated, or you did not feel it was fetching you the returns that you thought it would. So I think it's slightly a heartbreaking situation right now for you when it comes to your career, where you feel that like I've really given it all, but I don't know like why I did not get the returns that I expected. And hence you have decided to take this step of moving away from it. Could be a job, like I said, could be an industry, or for some of you it could simply be just moving away from your college and school life and now going to be entering into the real world. So now, what is it that I'm predicting for you? First thing that I'm predicting for you is that you're definitely going to find some job which either may require traveling, or it is going to be a global company. Like you might start working with an MNC, or you might start working with some company that is representing, that is a global level company. uh, so for some of you, I'm also getting this message that you may simply be looking out for opportunities which are away from your current place of living. So it may not be that you will get opportunity with a global company, but for few you might be simply looking for opportunities that are in some different country or city or state. See, one advice that I would like to give you here is you have to have faith in yourself. If you're struggling in having a strong belief on yourself, and you just feel that maybe I haven't like done enough credible work, you need to literally revisit all the work that you have done till date, and find out that, and make case studies, and like understand from that that no, you have done credible work. I think revisiting all your work would help you in understanding that whatever confidence issues you might be going through right now, they are not valid. You have like a lot of credential to yourself. So yeah, so one thing that I'm definitely seeing here is a global opportunity, or an opportunity in some other state, city, or country. Another message that I'm getting is that you might actually be very meticulous and particular about the next opportunity that you find, which means that sometimes we just end up picking anything that comes our way, and then we realize that, oh, we did not want to do this, or we wanted to do this. You're not going to let that happen. You're going to take charge, take control. So whatever it is that you're going to be looking for next, you are going to thoroughly research on it, because you want to be absolutely sure about what you do for the next few years. And that is also because what I sense is, I think you're trying to build a sense of stability now in your life. So you don't want to be in that hanging situation, where if you get into something, you may or may not like it. You want to be absolutely sure of what you choose next. But yes, I do see some great opportunity coming your way. The next prediction that I have for you is that there is a possibility that the opportunity that comes to you may not fetch you the money that you require or that you demand. So suppose if in a job and you're asking for like a 35% or a 40% raise, that may not happen. You may actually get like a raise of like 15% or 10%, like a fairly smaller percentage. And also, if you're starting out, and maybe like if you have just heard from people that even today freshers are fetching so and so salary, that's not going to be the case with you. So be very prepared that when you're like quoting a certain salary or fee, you are being careful about the fact that if it is the right opportunity, if the opportunity makes sense to you, maybe it is all right to not be so particular with the financial ask, if this opportunity is going to lead you towards growth. So I would say that be a little bit flexible when it comes to your financial asks. Another thing, I think it's important now that you just have someone who's helping you understand your finances and managing it better. You need to start saving now. And this is a very strong message that is coming to me in your pile, because I think you have a lot of, I said that you have a lot of different interests and a lot of different talents. So you would want to utilize, one of those some or the other day. And for that, you would have a financial requirement. So my cards are saying that this is also a good time to start thinking about that. How will you go about savings now from the next work that you pick up? And the last prediction that I have for you here is that I think you're definitely going to be building a lot of side income streams. So you're going to be figuring out ways of how to multiply the money that you already have. And I already see you struggling with the fact that, like whatever savings also you have, you're not completely happy with that. So you're definitely going to figure a way of like multiplying the money or having like more income streams. And at the same time, I think it's very important that you go out and network with people. So I'm actually predicting this for you, that you might actually start going out and networking more with people, because from those people is where you would also get some sort of help coming your way. That's a message for few. For many others, the message is also that your next opportunity might actually make you lead a team. And if you're someone who's already leading a team currently, then it means that you might be given a bigger platform. So for some of you, I think it could be like a leadership role. And for few of you, you are going to figure out ways of increasing your income, like increasing your income streams, not being dependent on just one job or like one skill set. And for few of you, you're definitely going to start networking a lot more, and I think that is going to be extremely beneficial to you. So like if you are someone who is not always happy about networking or meeting people, maybe it's time to change that about yourself, because it is only through networking and meeting more people that you're going to also get help in regards to your career. So yeah, so these are the three predictions now that I have for you. Now, the next message that I'm going to give you is, how's your relationship going to be with your boss and your colleagues? So, now, of course, if you are a PhD student and you're still watching this reading, or if you're a student and you simply want to know about your teacher or your mentor, so this is still going to be relevant to you. So, in terms of how your relationship is going to be with your senior, see, what I'm sensing here is that your senior is somebody who's very focused. They are going to be extremely attentive to details in the work that they carry out. They are also someone who is extremely goal oriented and money oriented. So suppose like if you're on a job, your boss might be very money oriented, in sense that there might be like financial or company goals that they have to meet, and that is why they would expect a certain level of quality in your work. They would expect a certain level of seriousness in terms of your attitude. I'm actually seeing that it is important that whatever it is that comes your way next, right from the very start, you depict a very serious and mature and go-getter attitude. There would not be a lot of scope for frivolity or nonsense. And it's only once you have shown them what you're capable of and that you can be dependent, you are dependable, that is when your senior is going to start being more nurturing. And they are anyway going to be nurturing towards you, in sense that they would love to share like little nuggets of wisdom with you. They would love to like share little anecdotes. And this is also where it comes into the picture, that you have to be somebody who's has to be more appreciative of their stories. I want to use the word a little bit of bootlicking, because sometimes what happens is like to make our way up, we have to go about like bootlicking, even if you're not very fond of the person that we are dealing with. And I do see that this person is very fond of like sharing stories of their life, their experiences, because they are very close to them. So it's important that when they do so, you do listen to it very intently, and you respond to it in a very positive manner, because they do seek that level of validation as well. Yeah. And what's coming for you and how to manage this relationship is also that, see, if you're a person who likes to be like in their own space and time, you're not like a completely somebody who's extremely social, or you're happy like with whatever is given to you, it's time to switch that. You would have to become somebody like who's ready to fight out for like the right projects, right opportunities, is always very alert and aware of what's happening around in your industry, in office, because that is only how you will get more growth. Also, I'm getting this message, your happiness would also come from there. I think for a very long time, maybe you've just put yourself too much into a cocoon of your own thoughts and being an antisocial being. But now, to actually grow, it is important that you meet more people. You meet more people at work. You take whatever it is that they have to share it with you. You be a part of the work group. So that's going to be important. And why I say that is because of the next card, the cards in your relationship with your colleagues. I'm sensing quite a lot of politics. Okay. So I am sensing that there is going to be politics, there is going to be people fighting for credit, or you might feel sometimes that they've completely stolen the work and they've like taken the credit for my work. So that's why all the more you're being asked that if you're going to be this lone wolf completely, it may not be very beneficial to you. So like a war is never won alone, right? Like you may be killing like the maximum number of people in a war, but a war is still never won alone, right? So it's important that you keep certain people on your side, but at the same time be a little bit calculative and manipulative with them, so that like in your head that you're a lone wolf, but you also have a tribe that's like an ally in your journey. My god, this pile is just sounding so cunning, but I think that that's like the truth about corporate world and like work world. We all have to be like that, and if you were somebody who was not like that till now, I think this is going to be a very strong lesson for you, whatever comes your way next. Now, one of the blockages that I'm sensing is again, there is like this long pause. पता ही नहीं है करना क्या है. मतलब पता भी है तो पता नहीं है how to go about it. There is like, I think for some of you, if you're already in a job where you're like happy and you won't be leaving anytime soon now, it might also be that, maybe you're just done and dusted with whatever you have been doing. Maybe you've been doing this like for a very long time. So it just feels like now, um, it doesn't make sense to you anymore. It doesn't give you the joy it's supposed to. And you don't know now from here, where do you take your career ahead? How do you elevate to completely another level? So that is a major blockage that I'm seeing. There are 2-3 different directions that you can go in, but you don't know which one's going to make sense for you. So the guidance that I have for you here is, I hope you can read. My attention to it invites it in. I will reach for the best feeling thought I have access to. I'm going to read these out also. Always reaching for feeling of relief that comes when you release a more resistant thought and replace it with a more allowing, better feeling thought. The stream of well-being is always flowing through you, and the more you allow it, the better you feel. The more you resist it, the worse you feel. Every thought that you give your attention to expands and becomes a bigger part of your vibrational mix. So whether it's a thought that you want or something that you don't want, your attention to it invites the essence into your experience. So see, what I'm sensing from this is, I think for a very long time you've also been thinking highly negatively about yourself, about your life, about your career. Maybe it's just time to put a pause to those thoughts now. And I would not debate the fact that yes, maybe completely your career has been like all up and down and completely like in shambles up until now. Okay, let's accept that. Let's accept that as a part of the reading. But now from here to what? So how much can you dwell over how much your career maybe has not gone right, or the issues that you faced? That all has happened, right? So now where do you go from here? That is the only thing you should be focusing on. And to go from here to some other point, what is the kind of help you need? What is the kind of network you need? What is the kind of wisdom you need? I think only those thoughts need to be coming to your mind right now. So it's important that you replace all the negative thoughts with more positive and forward-looking thoughts. And another message that I have here is that, see, sometimes we are giving a lot of importance to not thinking negatively. Like, of course, I also just gave you this message right now, right? Now, maybe whenever you start thinking negative for few days or maybe just few hours, you might be like, oh no, but I don't have to think negative. Now, that is also not the right approach, okay? So what I want you to do is, each time you start thinking something negative, either rationalize it or just tell yourself that, yeah, but it has happened. So what now? Because usually what is negative? Either it's in the past or it's in the future, right? That, okay, what if I approach this person and they don't react positively to it? it's okay, try it out. That's how you will counter your thought. And if it's in the past, you genuinely tell yourself that it's in the past. Now you can't do anything about it. So the only option you have is now to only think of what you can do from here, like right from this moment. Okay? So positive thoughts are very important, and also of course manifestation and higher vibrations. You know all the shebang around it, right? So I'm not gonna talk further about it, but yes, you have to be positive. And the last message that I have for you is like the theme or the energetic guidance that you're like the energy you're being asked to put yourself into, and that is the energy of the fool. So the fool is somebody who really takes risks, who is just a little bit gullible. And sometimes what happens in gullibility, and it's funny that you're getting this message because you're also getting the message of being more manipulative, slightly more cunning about your work. So I think maybe if you are someone who is not like this as a person, I think you're just being asked to like take this risk also. So you're being asked to like maybe not take everything very seriously. So suppose if that message made you feel, oh, but like that will turn me into a bad person. No, maybe like you're just going to experiment and see that, how being a little bit diplomatic makes sense. So overall, I think you're just being asked to be in a more, of course, happier, joyous, and positive state, because that is like the biggest energy of fool, okay? And second, be a little bit more risk taking, and in a manner where not everything has to be so serious. Let some things be a child's play. Like even if you feel that to rise up the corporate ladder you have to be like a little cunning and manipulative, maybe you don't have to make it so serious, and of course you don't have to make it completely harming to somebody else, but just see it from the lens of a child's play, that I'm just trying to be smart about everything, I'm just trying to be diplomatic about everything. So yeah, that is the guidance that I have for you. And if any part of it resonated, please do let me know. If any part of it you want to claim, then please do comment below and say that you claim the reading. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye. Also, for each of the crystals, I'm going to put a small extended reading on my Instagram. So make sure that you go and check that out also. For those who selected the pink crystal, this is your reading. Before we proceed to that, go have a look at your cards. So now let's read your cards. First message that I'm getting very strongly for people who have picked this pile is, you could be in a business. For many people in this pile actually could be in a business or could have some very potent thing on the side. Like, sometimes you could be in a job, but on the side also you might be doing like things which are not like bringing you small amounts of income, but actually quite a potent amount of income. Could also be for people who are content creators. Regardless, if you don't fall into this category, it is also relevant in case you're in a job or in case you're in your student. But I just feel that this pile has been picked by people who could be more into doing their own work. So now the first message that I have here is, which is your current energy check in regards to your career. I don't think any money is enough for you right now. And it just feels that you are going through slightly bit of a financial crisis. I don't want to say financial crisis. What I want to say is that any money that comes in must not be feeling good enough. And I think this is just a very typical trait of a businessman as well. Like, whatever money comes in, you always feel, oh, it's not enough. How will I grow my business? How will I add more domains to my business? So one message that I'm getting is that any money that you must be getting must not feel good enough. And for few of you, definitely it feels like that, it's kind of like living paycheck to paycheck, or living month on month, like with whatever money you're getting, but not understanding how do I save from it, how do I like achieve my bigger goals, dreams. And frankly, I just want to tell this pile, I don't think there is so much of a money issue, except for the issue here, when it comes to your money. It just feels like you're somebody who just is always anxious about money. So even if you have like good enough savings, or you know that you have rainy day money quite a lot, and trust me, like in today's age and time, like just having rainy day money is also quite a task. Like a lot of people don't have that. I still feel like you're just somebody who loves being stressed about money. Yeah. Like that is the true message that I'm getting. Like you love being stressed about money, even if you have decent access to it, even if you have uh, good sized savings, or you know that okay, at least I know that by the end of the month this is like the standard money that's going to flow in, but you still like being stressed about it. And I think the stress is coming from the fact that you feel like you have been in this stage of your life forever. Like, where is the growth? Is the question that you want to ask. So you feel that, it has always been like this. Like, this is the inflow and same is the outflow, barely have any savings, or like always have like very consistent amount of savings. So you want to question growth now. You want to know that, when are bigger things going to happen. And, even if smaller things must be happening or they must be going your way now, for some reason they don't really make you happy. And you know what, actually, I would like to change the way I said that. I think even if smaller things go right for you, you are just someone who doesn't take a pause to savor that moment and to cherish that wow, finally this went my way. No. You want to be like, oh yeah, this, so I mean, had to happen. It was a part of my goal. So now what's next? What's the bigger thing that I need to attack? So yeah, I think you're just people who love being stressed about money. So that is your current energy. Now, coming on to the predictions, what I see happening for you. First thing that I see happening for you, I think you're going to be very happy with these cards is, can you see the Ace of Pentacles? Such a beautiful, lovely card. Can you see the Empress? If you've been following me for a while, or if you watch a lot of tarot videos, then you must be knowing what this is. So major inflow of money is going to come your way now. And I feel some fabulous opportunity, that you finally will feel that, oh yes, finally this is the opportunity, that has put me like in a good financial place now. Like now I feel that yes, I can take charge and like I can actually pursue bigger of my dreams and goals now, because I have like enough money to like spend on myself, upgrade my lifestyle, but at the same time upgrade my work. So that's what I'm getting. For many of you, it could be like a new job opportunity. And for those who are in business, I'm actually getting this message that, you might win some retainer, some project, or some client, some consignment, contract. Sorry, I'm just throwing the keywords that I'm hearing in my head. That is going to be a huge amount of badge of honor also, not just money. So financially, of course, it might be a great opportunity, but like if you win that work, it's going to be like something that you can show off also to the world, that oh yes, like you're working with so and so. Same for the people like who could be looking out for job opportunities also. You could be like going into a company that will be worth like slipping into a conversation and being like, oh yeah, I work with them. How cool. Another prediction that I have for you here is that you're definitely becoming a lot more calmer and wiser. And I genuinely feel that, you need that. Like, I see that, you are like very maybe enthusiastic person also, who always has like one or the other way figuring things out. But at the end of the day, like when nobody is watching you, then you must be your real self, completely stressed and like just being like, oh my god, what is happening in my life? Everything is going wrong. So what I'm seeing is that in the next phase of your career, this is something that I'm predicting for you. You are going to become a lot more calmer and wiser. And you're going to become very practical as well. Which means that, see, sometimes stress also comes. See, stress is also an emotional response to things, right? Like, the moment we know something has gone wrong, you're like, oh no, how will things happen now? And we start getting stressed. But the pragmatic response to it is, oh, yeah, if this has gone wrong, then these are the 4 steps that we can do to either fix this right now. And now from here, maybe next time we need to have a backup plan or a plan of action to mitigate this as and when this happens, or like to ensure that, this never happens again. So I think you're going to become like the latter person now, where when something goes wrong, you're not going to be like, oh my god, what happened? Instead, you're going to be like, okay, now that this has happened, let me respond to it. Let me see what I can do in this moment so that we can move past this situation if it's a negative situation or a bad situation. Another thing that I'm getting here is I genuinely feel this pile has been picked by people who also are running their own businesses. Your emotional quotient is going to become a lot better. Like, we all have IQ, right? Intellectual quotient. Similarly, your emotional quotient, how you respond to your employees, how you respond to your clients, how you respond to things not going your way. So that is going to become a lot better. And it will bring you the benefit, because now you will have more empathic response to things. You would have more calmer response to things. Also, again, if you're in a job, I'm just for this reading, I'm getting a little bent over, like, towards people like who could be in work in their own business, because that's a stronger message that I'm getting. But like I said, the message is completely relevant to you, even if like you're in a job, or even if you're just a student who's starting out, that the next phase of your life, you're going to have a more stronger EQ now. You are going to be somebody who would like to see all sides of the coin and only then respond to things. Also respond from a wiser, calmer state of mind instead of straight away reacting to it. And you're going to be very happy with the next card. The next card that I have is the World card. So for a lot of you people, if till date you felt, oh my god, everything is a struggle, then you've completely passed that stage. Let me tell you that you've completed some major cycle in your career, where it'll just feel like when you look back, you will feel that, yeah, I did actually get protected, like from a lot of negative things or evil eye, or like people not being happy for me. Like, I was protected from that, and I finally like managed to move past all of that, and I'm entering into a completely new phase. And this new phase, I think you're going to feel a lot more powerful in your life. Another card that I had here is, which I just opened right now, is the card of Tower. So what I'm seeing is that, yes, definitely in the coming few months now, and combined with the World card, it's telling me that you're definitely going to be having a completely new outlook to how you see your career, how you see dealing with people in your career, your outlook towards money. And in case that doesn't happen and you just feel that, no, I'm too stubborn for that to happen, then this is a guidance that this should be happening. Because you are past a major life cycle of your career, and now you're going to be entering into the new phase. And the new phase requires you to be a different person than what you are, so that you can reap the benefits of that phase. Otherwise, if you are the same in every phase and stage and all these life cycles, then expect these same results as well. So for different results, you also need to change, and I see that happening. So you've definitely crossed like a major life cycle, so congratulations on that. And from here, it's only onwards and upwards. Now, how is your relationship going to be with your seniors, your clients, in case you're in a business, your mentor? That card that I have here is this. And how's your relationship going to be with your colleagues or your employees? So the other card that I have here is this. So diplomacy and knowing that things will go wrong. So with your seniors, just understand that, you could be working with clients or seniors or mentors like who are a little aggressive. They're very particular about how they want their tasks to be done, when they want it to be done. And sometimes you might have to take a softer approach with them to ensure that, you are working in tandem. Frankly, मुझे इससे ज़्यादा कुछ message नहीं आ रहा. What I'm just feeling is that, there's just going to be a lot of pressure in general of work, or how to go about things, the processes. And it's just normal that, your senior or your client may simply just project it on you. So you might have to be that person, who just starts like this new outlook, even for them, like while you do it for yourself, that, let's just approach everything in a more milder, calmer way. Let's just manage things better, without like getting agitated with each other. So that's all I'm getting. Okay, like I'm not seeing anything happening in a very extreme manner with your employees or your colleagues. What I'm seeing is I think you're going to be figuring out ways of how to collaborate better. Like if you're in a business and with your employees, definitely, like, you might also get them involved in some training, or you might actually start looking for like certain specific type of people whom you can work with, like you might even think of like hiring people from different parts of the country, like opening up remote jobs in your business, or thinking how do you go about expanding or bringing more different diverse talent to your business. That's what I'm getting them trained, opening up avenues for them so that your business grows. And if you're going to be like in a job, then what I'm saying is you're going to figure out ways of how to collaborate better with different people. So collaboration is just something that I'm hearing here. Also, you're going to invest a little bit of time in your job, in terms of understanding that who are the right people for me, who it is like in my colleagues or like people that I work with that I can actually like sit and maybe do something else apart from this job. Who are these people that I can collaborate with outside of this job as well? So yeah, honestly, it's a positive pile, like there's nothing negative on the extreme. In fact, on the extreme side there's only positive news. So all I feel is that, as like, if you want to like all this to happen, there's just things that need to be tweaked here. The blockage that I'm getting is again your relationship with your money. उफ, इतनी तो दिक्कत भी नहीं है, पता है, जितना अपने दिमाग में बिठा रखा है कि न जाने कितनी कमी है पैसे की. And I mean, of course, because I'm sitting here on the internet on this side, I may not know the ground reality. So in case like you genuinely feel that there is a major issue in terms of finances, I still want to let you know that it's still not as bad. At least that's what my cards are saying, that you need to be spending on the bare minimum, on your basics, on your lifestyle. What will you do by saving so much of money? Like in money energy, we also say you need to spend a little bit so that more money comes. It's a way of like showing the universe that, see, my expense is almost this much, or this is what I'm habituated of, or I want to be habituated of living in. So then automatically the universe aligns with your hard work and brings you those opportunities. So I do want to tell you that, please, like with money, just better your energy. Go and Google about like how you can manage your money energy better, how you can have a positive relationship with money. Okay, that's a need of the hour here. The advice that I have here is, see, there's so much of stress, like literally the card is also red. So the advice that I have here is, it's not about controlling my thoughts, it's about guiding them. We are not encouraging you to make an effort to control your thoughts, but simply guide your thoughts. Reach for how you would like to feel and hold them in a vibrational alignment, which is the belief that you believe is good. This is such a confusing message. 1 minute. Reach for the way you would like to feel is an easier way to hold your thought in vibrational alignments with that which you believe is good. Yeah, this is a confusing message. Okay. So basically what this message is saying is that nobody is telling you to control your thoughts. And this is a very true thing, that oftentimes when we are told to think positive, we simply believe that it just means that, oh, we are not allowed to think negative at all. No, you are allowed to think negative, because sometimes when we are thinking what if this goes wrong, it's also our way of mitigating problems. It's our way of like getting more control into the situation, right? So that's absolutely okay. But again, when you're thinking negative thoughts, it's important that you guide your thoughts. So suppose if you're saying that, what if I lose this client in the next few months? That's a good thought, which means that you need to start pitching now to more clients. Similarly, if you feel that, I don't think my boss has been appreciating my work for a very long time, what if like I end up losing this job? Just throwing random examples. So that means you already start looking out for a new opportunity. So you're being asked that, even when you're getting like a negative thought about some person, about some situation, figure out that what could be the mitigation plan of that. Suppose if any colleague of yours or like your employee is not working to their full potential, instead of thinking that, nobody can work for your business as much as you can work for your business, or people just don't want to work, maybe ask them, maybe there's like a little bit of an issue that's happening in their family or in their personal life, and that's where your EQ will also come into the picture, right? So you are simply being asked to direct your thoughts and put them into like a plan of action, or like a strong takeaway from that why is this thought coming to me and what is it that I'm supposed to take away from this. And the last message that I have for you here is more like the overall energy that you could be stepping into, or the theme that is going to be very strong in your life for the coming few months in terms of your career, is the High Priestess. So the High Priestess card basically talks about being high on intuition. It talks about that, you know how things are going to go. You know you have belief in yourself about that you will be able to come out of any situation that may not be the best or the most positive. You know that it's only about time to trust yourself, also time to maybe yak a little bit less about your achievements or your success or even your worries for that matter. It's okay to keep some things to yourself, or most of the things to yourself for that matter, because most of your answers, solutions, and everything is only going to come from within. So just speaking it out to people might be a way of like dumping it on them, sometimes for emotional support or mental support, but it may not yield you any result. Okay, I do see a very lone wolf sort of a journey here for the coming few months, only so because bigger goals, bigger aspirations sometimes require you to walk the path alone, and right people just come and go like at the right time, but then you have to walk this path alone. That's why you're also being asked to stay true to your intuition. It's okay to just keep things in, absorb, have a chat with yourself, get the answers within, and act on it accordingly. So, yeah, that's all I have for you, pile number 2. And if any part of this reading resonated, please do let me know. If any part of it you want to claim, please do claim in the comment box. And don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. Bye. Also, for each of the crystals, I'm going to put a small extended reading on my Instagram. So make sure that you go and check that out also. All those who selected the brown crystal, this is your reading. First, go have a look at your cards, and then I'll see you right here. We are back. First things first, when I was trying to take out messages for this file, it was a really troubling experience by my deck, because it just kept on popping out these cards, flying left, right, center. And I don't mean magically or like how it's sounding. I simply mean that for any question that I took out the card, it would just keep on jumping, throwing like these jumpers. And I would get like literally 5 cards for like one message. So I feel few things that I'm going to say now before I get into reading your cards, and if any of it resonates with anybody of you, you please comment down and let me know. I think many of you are planning to take a little break from your career, a sabbatical maybe, or just planning to like take a pause because of your love life. Maybe some of you are like getting married, or some of you are planning to bring up a baby, or you want to give more time to your family, and or you could actually be wanting to give more time to yourself. Maybe pick up few hobbies, travel, do things that you normally like don't get to do with like a work life. So I think some of you are thinking if there is a way of like to take a pause from your career or a sabbatical without causing harm to your career in the long term. And when you do so, you might also be thinking of that, like, should I pick some freelance gigs or like some work so that I have like a small income stream on the side, but you don't maybe want the full-fledged responsibility and drama that comes with a full-time job for some time now. That's the first message that I'm getting. The second message that I'm getting is this pile is stuck, is confused, is okay on most days, is sometimes like that I don't even know why I'm doing this. This pile I think feels purposeless. You don't know why you are doing, like your why is not very clear. There's no purpose with which you're working now. It feels like that, what is the purpose of my work? Like, what is the purpose of having a career? And while like the rational answer is that, yeah, I get my money, yeah, I get like exposure, I'm doing something. But I think that definition of ambition, or do I have that strong ambition in me? I think that is something that you're slightly questioning now. Or you could simply be questioning that, what is my ambition? where is it that I put a stop, or where it is that, till where do I have to go. And I think this might also be because, you just don't know yourself in regards to your career. Like, society obviously tells us to be like in this hustling mode, be ambitious, etc., right? Maybe you don't want to be that anymore, or for some time now. Or, like sometimes you have done everything right, and then you just don't know that now what from here. Like, I've done everything. Maybe you are at the top of your career, or you're like at a good position, fetching decent money, but you just don't know that, okay, now what? Now, where do I go from here? I also feel this pile can be actually for people who are already at top positions in their career. They could be like leading a team. Um, they could be doing fairly well in their business or their work. They may have reached a certain stage or stature when it comes to their career. So now you just don't know that where do we go from here now? What next? So let me know if this little bit resonated, because this was just a message I was getting, when all the cards were just flying left, right, center, haywire. Now we are going to be going into your reading. So if I have to talk about your current energy, the current energy that I have here is that you are having to keep a lot of strength in yourself. You are having to keep patience, perseverance, and grit in your current phase. Do you feel like waking up on some days and just starting with your work seems like a task? It's not something that you're enjoying anymore. Or you could be enjoying, but again, it just feels like doing the same mundane thing again. It doesn't feel that there is any sense of newness to it. At least that's what I'm getting in my cards. Another thing that I'm getting in my cards is maybe you are just wondering that is there something that you can do for yourself. This is reminding me actually of a conversation, I had with someone. So, like, suppose if you are in design and for a very long time you have been working in a particular setup with a particular job, and you haven't explored other domains in design, say packaging design or interior design or product design. Maybe you're wondering, like, like, should I pursue those, or should I like explore those different little opportunities that I have because of the skill set that I have. And you want to do so like in a very small manner only, like you're not looking for something major or huge out of it, but you're just thinking, like, should I also start doing something on the side for myself, something that brings me happiness, something that adds more value, is what I'm hearing. Right now, whatever you're doing doesn't feel like it's adding value to who you are, to your career. It's not answering the why to your purpose. It's not answering the questions that you're seeking now. Like with this pile, the energy that I'm getting is now like I am feeling very bored and suddenly like dull, as if जो है चलो चलते रहने दो, चल तो रहा ही है, not that there's anything wrong, like that is a message that I'm getting. So yeah, I do think you need to switch up things, huh? It's a very dull energy in this file. Okay, now the predictions that I have here for you. Again, so many cards on each of the predictions, it's only confusing, when there are like 50 cards coming for one message. The first prediction that I have here for you is that you're only going to be getting or bringing more opportunities to yourself, more creativity and more ideas also. So suppose if you are like working in some company where you're required to deliver on a consistent basis new ideas, new concepts, fresher way of thinking, you are going to be doing that, and you're going to be fabulous in terms of how you're going to be leading your team as well and guiding them to think of newer things, fresher way of looking at things. There might be a few things that you might contribute towards innovating as well. So if your work requires you to innovate or invent something new, you might contribute to it. So I do see some good things happening in your career, wherein the team that you're leading is going to be happy with you. And if you're in this pile, but you are not like from a top position and you are not like leading a team, so I still feel that you're going to be working very well in a group, and all of you collectively might be coming up with a lot of new concepts, fresh ideas, innovative stuff, that's going to really boost your confidence. It's going to boost your work profile. So that's the one message that I have for you. I think the next phase of your career is also going to bring that understanding where some people might actually talk about you in a manner that this person has a Midas touch. Whatever they touch turns into gold. Like whatever they touch turns into this beautiful piece of work that is good for our collective growth, that the world wants to see, that the world wants to appreciate. So yeah, I think the next phase of your career, you're definitely going to have that Midas touch. The next prediction that I have for you here is, the next prediction is again going back to the first message. What is it that you want to do for love and joy? What is it that you want to do for yourself? Maybe up until now, whatever you've achieved is something that you wanted to do. But maybe till now, maybe it's time to re-ask yourself this question. It's time to reevaluate things. Where do you feel happy and joyful? What is it something that you can do now again for the next 10 years of your life continuously? I think you need to find that and you need to build that, because there's a lot of wand energy in your cards. And like, look at this. Page of Wands, King of Wands, and this was Two of Wands. Sorry, it just fell down. So yeah, a lot of Wands energy. So you're being asked that, now is a good time to reevaluate everything that's happening in your life. Ask yourself this question, where it is that truly you feel happy. What is it that you truly feel happy about? Like, you may be an engineer who loves cooking. So should you start a blog? Should you be a food content creator? Should you save up the money and start learning how to cook and maybe do cooking classes? So that is literally the message that I'm getting in this pile for you, that it's about time that you ask first that what is it that you truly love, and then start building up to that. And I think for that, you might have to look out for opportunities. You might have to really study what's happening globally for that. Or no, actually, once you will decide and set your heart that yes, you want to do this, you will find the right opportunities. You might even find that you are relevant at a global level, like what that means by what I mean by that is a simple example of this only. Maybe you're an engineer turned chef, so food is something that is relevant at a global level, right? There are ample of opportunities at any place in the world. So I'm sensing something like that what you truly love to do will be relevant at a very, very large scale. It may also mean that, if you're just a painter and you feel that, painting is not something that a lot of people understand, or art is not something that a lot of people understand, you will still be relevant at a very large level, because you will be bringing your own unique touch to it. And we already spoke of the Midas touch, right? So you would be bringing that unique self of yours to whatever you do, which is why you are going to be very relevant with whatever it is that you choose to do next. But that will only happen once you sit and have this chat with yourself and truly ask yourself this question, that okay, now what next for the next 10 years? Because I can already see you are bored, you are feeling extremely dull with like your current career, and you just don't know that okay, now what next. So it feels like you are just stuck now. Your career graph seems like, okay, like I've done it all. Now I just don't know where to go next. It's like the growth seems to have halted, and whatever next may happen in terms of the trajectory or the career growth, it's not keeping you very excited. So yes, it's important that you ask what is it that you love. I actually see you are going to discover it also very soon, that what is it that you love, and you might actually start setting the foundation for it, because these are predictive messages. But for many of you, I'm still getting that, maybe you'll take too much time to speculate only and think and ponder over it. So if possible, put the things more sooner into action, because what you love, I think you already know. You just need to like get into it now. And another message that I have for you is again a predictive message, that literally what I said, that for many of you, I think that you're still going to be thinking too much about it. So I see for the next few months, you're just going to be like thinking, spending a lot of time like truly introspecting, asking yourself what is it that you want, um, how you should be taking this next steps for your career, how it is that you want to shape it up. So this is great. Okay, do that, because of course anything that comes from a strong why and from a place of complete clarity, you already win the race halfway, because then persevering or sticking out for it and with it becomes a lot easier. But I would still tell you, don't waste a lot of time pondering over it. If you're getting like a lot of self-limiting beliefs, if you feel that you're not feeling confident enough, or you don't know how to go about it, don't let that deter you from still choosing whatever it is that you want to do next. Okay, because I'm actually seeing that many of you want to switch things up, and you must. Life is all about being playful, right? So you must. But if we spend too much time simply thinking about it or overthinking about it, and we tell ourselves, oh, we're just introspecting, we're finding that absolute clarity, and we're finding like the seed of clarity also, sometimes it's not good. It's important to be a little bit playful. It's important to take risks sometime in life, like again with a very light, not so overtly thinking energy. So yes, introspect, but know where to stop and where to put your introspections into action. And honestly, I just feel for many of you now, you already know what it is that you want to do or what your heart is calling you towards. Maybe it's just time to like put things into research. So maybe this card is not just about introspection, but also about that. Okay, now since you already know, just start researching and start putting down like a plan of action. So yes, that's another prediction that I have for you. Now, how is your relationship going to be with your colleagues and your seniors around you? So what I'm seeing is an approach, where you're definitely going to be very, very giving towards your colleagues. If you're somebody who's leaving a team, you're going to be extremely giving and nurturing towards your employees. So there I'm not seeing any problem, honestly. I'm also seeing that just be a little bit careful of not being very biased, because if within colleagues or like within your teammates that you're managing, if you're a little biased towards somebody whom you feel is better performing, or who has like that skill in themselves that you can hone better, the others may feel like a little jealous. So just be a little bit careful about being very balanced in your approach, because in your head you might think that you're being balanced, but that's not how the other people are going to perceive it. So just be a little mindful of that. Coming to your relationship with your seniors, your client, your bosses, or anybody like who's guiding you, your mentor, that is going to be a little weird actually. Now what I mean by weird is because you're going through this phase of like not knowing what is it that you truly want, or like your heart is could be pulling you into two different directions, right? So I just feel you're not going to be very involved like you usually were earlier with your seniors or your bosses, like because you're no more in that race now where you want them to like you. I'm getting too many page cards for you. I put one in and I still get more page cards. Give me a minute. I have Page of Cups here. Before that, I put Page of Swords back, telling my deck that okay, send me like a more stronger, clear message. So I am seeing your relationship with boss as just being like that, again, जो चल रहा है वैसे चलने दो, जैसा है जितना मैनेज हो सकता है उतना ही रहने दो. However it is continuing, it's fine that it should continue like that. You will not be in an energy to put in very additional effort or like more hours just to like prove that oh, I'm worth it or anything like that, because that's not the phase you are in right now. With other page cards that were popping up, it also means that because you're already like in double minds right now, you're questioning a lot of things to yourself. So your focus is not that, oh, I should have like a great relationship with my boss or my mentor or something, because first you want to seek that clarity. And once you have that, it will be easier for you to also navigate the relationships where there are maybe certain expectations of you. Because first you are focused on what are my expectations from myself, and that's a good thing, okay? There's nothing wrong in that. Also, I don't see any problem as such with your seniors. What I see is like what I just said, that however it is continuing, let it continue, and that's fine. So it's good. Like for the next few months, we can first focus on ourselves. Now, one blockage that I'm getting here is, so I don't know if some of you are getting married or if you're planning a family, which might halt your career a little bit, or this is something that you could be asking yourself, that do I need to take a pause in my career? Or a family that is dependent on you. Like, sometimes our parents are ill, or somebody in the family is not keeping very well, and you need to be more devoted to them, so you have to take a break from your career. So I'm definitely seeing that there is going to be some sort of family related issue that is not allowing you to explore and live your career potential as you want. This could also be relevant for people who are thinking about switching things up. That maybe you come from a family where education has been very important, and your parents have really worked hard to give you whatever it is that you have now, and suddenly if you go and tell them that, okay, like this great career that I built, I don't want to continue with it. Instead, I don't know, like I want to go to like a village and like start selling pots. Just a random example. So something, because it's good, it's so in contrast to what you're doing right now, it may not be very well received by your family. So that is one message that I'm getting, that your family is kind of like being a blockage right now, or your mindset towards how your family may see or perceive things. So either that, or you're getting or you're planning like a family, you're having a baby, or you're getting married, something to do with family, which is like not letting you come completely out of your cocoon and explore the career that you want, or realize your potential. The advice that I have here is, I don't know if you can see the card. I'm going to read it out to you. First, I reach for joy and all else follows. Once you consciously identify your current state of emotion, it becomes easier for you to understand whether you're choosing thoughts that move you closer to your desired destination or farther from your desired destination. If you will make the improved feeling or emotion your real destination, then anything and everything you want will quickly follow. Okay, I think the message is very clear. First you reach for joy and then everything else follows. So you have to be extremely particular about only doing things that you love. And now suddenly Ace of Cups makes sense. Ace of Wands makes sense. The blockage with family makes sense. So yeah, you are being asked to follow your heart, follow your desire, follow your passion, even if it may not make sense to anybody in the world, even if it's like your immediate loved ones. You have to do it for yourself. And it's only when you will feel positive about it, you will realize that yes, actually this is my true joy. Sometimes what happens is, we know what is it that we want, but we don't want to accept it, because acceptance would come with a certain amount of accountability and responsibility, that okay, now that we have accepted it, what do? Do we take action? So I think you are in that phase, where it's just a lack of action now, and you need to take action, because my cards are saying that the moment you take action, your emotional state is going to completely change. You're going to become more happier, more satisfied at a soul level, and then that emotion is going to reflect in the work that you do. It's going to bring that fulfillment. It's going to bring that, like there's a word in Hindi, barkat. So आपकी बरकत होगी, लाइक आपको लगेगा कि हाँ, मैंने वो परस्यू करके I have opened up so many channels of happiness, of growth, of abundance to myself. Yeah, I forgot the word abundance. So yes, I see it's only with joy that you will be able to have abundance in your life. And now the theme, it's very interesting, and it's one of my favorite cards that I have here. The theme or the energetic feeling that you're going to be having over the next few months is the Star card. a lot of your wishes are going to come true. So I also feel that when it comes to this particular mindset block, that the people around me may not perceive it as much, may not receive the news of me wanting to switch things up properly, I think you can let them know. In case this is about you wanting to take a break from your career and you still feel that people around you may not receive it very nicely, you can still let them know. Point is that, just do what you have to do and don't worry about anybody else or any situation. Just decide and inform them and make them a part of it, but then follow your heart, because a lot of your dreams are going to come true. Like the star card is the most beautiful card that can come to you in a tarot card reading. It's one of my personal favorites, and this literally means wish fulfillment. And from the most odd of places, maybe when you don't expect things to be going your way, all you have to do is you also have to get up and just take charge. Another message that I'm getting here is, if somebody of you is like looking out for a new job and you have been like wondering for a very long time, when will I get like something stable? Or if you know already that your heart is not in this field, you need to be looking for something else, but you don't know what that should be, maybe just pray to Green Tarama. You can find a lot of videos on YouTube. Just chant the mantra Om Tare Tu Tare Ture Swaha, and that's going to bring you a lot of benefit. So pray to her, chant to her, and I'm telling you, a lot of your wishes are going to get fulfilled. You're going to feel very at ease and peace and happy about your next phase of career. But please take action. Like, even interesting thing about Tara Ma is also that her one of her leg always seems slightly partly out, the Green Tara Ma. And that is only because they're always ready to spring into action, and that is the kind of energy you also need to adopt now. So yes, that's all I have for you, pile number 3. If any part of this resonated, please let me know. If anything in the reading you want to claim, please do comment below and claim it. And lastly, don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel. Bye.